Hi friends, welcome back to the channel Learn English Easily. In last classes, we studied about verb. Verb is an action word. It denotes an action. It also indicates a tense. Verb has to satisfy two conditions. That means it must denote an action and it must indicate a tense. As far as actions are concerned, there are two types of actions. Doing an action is active voice. Being done is passive voice. And as far as tenses are concerned, there are three broad categories: present, past and future. But each type has four subdivisions in it. They are simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. For example, for present, simple present. The second one is present continuous. Third one is present perfect. And the fourth one is perfect continuous. In past also we have four subdivisions. In future also we have four subdivisions. Totally we have 12 tenses. What is the tense? Tense shows the time of the action, a particular moment of the action and how far the action has come to an end or whether it is going on. It describes the degree of its completion. There are 12 tenses: simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous. Simple past, past continuous, past perfect continuous. Simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous. Concord is an agreement between the subject and a verb of a sentence. That means, according to the subject, the verb changes its form. It implies that the verb form of a sentence is determined by the subject of the sentence. According to the subject, the verb has to change or its form changes. Now, let us see. There are 12 tenses and each verb in English has four forms. Every verb has four forms. They are present, past participle and present participle. Present form, past participle form, present participle form. Every verb has four forms. For example, if you take the verb give, it is present form. What is the past form for it? Gave. What is the past participle form for it? Given. What is the present participle form for it? Giving. Present participle is quite easy. That we can easily make. How? You must take the present form and add ing, the suffix. Then you will get the present participle. That is the simple way of obtaining present participle. How that verb changes in 12 tenses or how the verb changes into 12 forms to indicate 12 tenses. We are going to see it now. Now, look at this tabular column. Here, according to the subject, we have to form the verb. And what can be a subject in a sentence? Only a noun or a pronoun. It can be a subject. And there are 10 types of possibilities. That means many nouns and pronouns can become subjects and we can classify them into 10 types. There are 7 pronouns. We all know. First person pronoun is I. First person plural is we. Second person singular and for plural also we have you. For third person singular we have he, she, it. And for third person plural we have they. So totally we have 7 pronouns. These 7 pronouns can be subjects in a sentence. There is a possibility for them. And there are 3 more chances. For example, let us take Rama. Rama is a noun. Any noun can become a subject in a sentence. So we have now 8th. 8th one is a noun. Any noun. It has the possibility to become a subject. And my son or my father. What is that? My son. What is the person of it? Is it third person or first person? My, the word my may confuse you. My son, my father is not me. My father is someone. If he is in front of you, might have used the word you. So he is third person. My father, my friend, my sister. These are all third person singular. So you must take them as third person singular. My son, my father, your father, his father. All these things are third person singular. They are third person singular. Then there is a possibility for my friends, my sisters, my classmates. They are plural. My classmates, they are not me. They are not referring me or the persons in front of me. So they are third person and as they are plural, they are third person plural. They are equal to they. But they also have the possibility to become a subject in a sentence. So there are 3 more possibilities in noun. Any noun can be a subject and my person, my brother, my sister, your brother, his brother, they also can become subjects. They are third person singular noun. In third person plural, we have your friends, his friends, my friends. They also have the possibility to be subject in any sentence. Now we shall see how a present tense should be in English sentences. Now if you have any subject except third person singular, what are third person singulars? Here we have to think he, she, it. Here you have to use Ram or any noun. Ram is not me, not you, so it is third person, and Ram is a single man, so Ram is third person singular. My son, my sister, my father, your father, his father, anything that is also third person singular. So in the third person singular category we have 5 possibilities. Totally we have 10 possibilities. That means they can become subjects. There are only 10 chances for a subject to be in a sentence. Here third person singular we have he, she, it, Ram, my son. For them we have a separate way or separate method. For other than this, only the present form of the verb. In the present tense you have to use only the present form of the verb. If it is simple present tense, the verb must be in the present form. If the subject is third person singular, then you have to add yes or es to the present form of the verb. That is the point. It is quite simple. In simple present tense, you have to use present form. If the subject is third person singular, you have to add yes or es. In simple present tense, we have to use present form of the verb. There are 4 forms. We have to use only the present form to indicate simple present tense. If the subject is third person singular, what are third person singulars? He, she, it. Then Ram also third person singular. My son is also third person singular. For these types, we have to use present form of the verb plus yes or es. If the verb ends with go, go, goes, there we have to use es. That is the point which you have to take note of. Present continuous tense. Continuous. Whenever I say continuous, immediately you must think of present participle. What is present participle? Present form plus ing. Seeing, last here. Seeing, that is present participle. See, present form. Seeing is present participle. So, whenever I say continuous, you have to think of present participle. And present participle indicates continuous. To indicate present tense, we have 3 auxiliary verbs. Am, is, are. Am, is, are. They indicate present in present continuous tense. Am, is, are. Here, these auxiliary verbs, they are all auxiliary verbs. Am, is, are. They can be used only in first 2 tenses, simple present and present continuous, not in present perfect and present perfect continuous. For perfect, we have another set of auxiliary verbs to indicate present. Let us see later. Now, let us think about am, is, are. Am, is, are. These are the 3 auxiliary verbs. They will be very useful to indicate present in 2 tenses, present and present continuous. Here, am, it is exclusively for first person singular. I is given more importance in English language. It is ego or anything, I don't know. But I for first person singular alone, they have a separate auxiliary verb. It is applicable only to I, am. Am is applicable to I only, I first person singular. For I, we have to use am. For other singulars, second person singular you is not considered a singular here. You is, already we had seen it. Original second person singular is though. Now we have started to use you instead of though. You is always considered plural as far as conjugation. Conjugation means how the verb form should be to indicate different tenses. Studying about that is called conjugation. In conjugation, in making verbs, you is always considered plural. So here we don't have you here. He singular, she singular, it singular, Ram singular, my son singular. Except first person singular, all other singulars, they will have is. The auxiliary verb is used for all other singulars except I. For first person singular, we have to use am. For other singulars, is. For all plurals, we, first person plural, you, second person plural, third person plural, they. And any noun which is in plural form, there we have to use are. Are is the auxiliary verb to indicate present. So there are 3 auxiliary verbs, am, is, are, to indicate present tense, and only for I we use am. For all other singulars we use is, and for plurals we use are. And to indicate continuous, we use present participle. What is present participle? Seeing. Seeing is present participle. So here we are using am seeing. For I we are using am seeing. Am, it tells am tells present. Seeing tells us continuous. So on seeing the verb itself, we can say the tense of it. Am indicates present. Seeing ing form, that indicates continuous. Like that. He is or she is or it is or Ram is or my son is seeing. Here, is indicates present and ing form, that is present participle, indicates continuous. So present continuous. Then we have are seeing for plurals. We, plural, first person plural, you, we all know. Friends, they, for all of these pronouns, we have to put are. Are is the auxiliary verb for plurals. Are indicates present and seeing, it indicates continuous. Seeing, present participle, it indicates continuous. So to indicate present, we have am, is, are. To indicate continuous, we have present participle, ing form. So for I am seeing. For he is seeing. For they are seeing. Now let us take the present perfect tense. Whenever I say perfect, you must think of past participle form. Seen. Past participle form for the verb see is seen. If I say perfect, you have to think of past participle. When I say continuous, you have to think of present participle. Like that. If I say perfect, you have to think of past participle. What is the past participle form for see? That is seen. Now let us come to the present perfect tense. Here, for present perfect tense, for all singulars except first person singular. What is the first person singular? I. Except I, all singulars. That is, there are totally 5 possibilities. There are 5 possibilities. What are they? He, she, it, Ram, my son. For all these 5 possibilities, for all these subjects, you have to use has. Except first person singular, all other singulars, they have the verb has. There are 2 auxiliary verbs to indicate present tense in perfect tense. What are they? Has and have. To indicate present tense in continuous tenses, we use 3. Am, is, are. Am, is, are used in present continuous tenses. In perfect tenses, we have to use has and have. There are 2. There are 2 auxiliary verbs to indicate perfect. In present perfect, there are 2 auxiliary verbs to indicate present. Has and have. They are used only in perfect tenses. Here, if the subject is singular, we have to use has. Except I. I is included along with plurals. Except I, all other singulars take the auxiliary verb has in present perfect tense. Has indicates present. And to indicate perfect, we have to use past participle. To indicate present participle, we used present participle. Like that, here you have to use past participle to indicate perfect. For perfect, you have to use past participle. For present, you have 2 auxiliary verbs. What are they? Has and have. Has is used for singulars. If the subject is singular, you have to use has. And to indicate perfect, you have to use past participle. Here in the singular, you should not include I. It is clustered along with the plurals. It is grouped along with the plurals. Here for plurals, we have to use have. What are those plurals? We. First person plural pronoun is we. Second person plural is you. Third person plural pronoun is they. And in the noun category, we have any noun in plural form. Friends, classmates, anything. All these things, they come under plural category. And along with them, you have to add I also. Though it is singular, it is given importance. Because British people give importance to first person singular. It is some sort of ego, I think. So they group it along with the plural. For all plurals plus the first person singular, you have to use only have. So there is no second person singular. Why? Because you is considered a plural one. So there is no second person singular. Only in the first person and third person we have. He, she, it. They are pronouns. Ram, noun. My son is also a noun. So for these singulars, you have to use has. So there are has and have. 2 auxiliary verbs. There are 2 auxiliary verbs, has and have. Has is applicable only to singulars except first person singular. For plural, you have to use have. And in that category, you have to include first person singular also. To indicate perfect tense, you have to use past participle. That is the point. Now, let us come to the present perfect continuous. For present, you have to use has or have. For perfect, you have to use another auxiliary verb. Then for continuous, you have to use present participle. That is the formula. Now, let us see. Here, before going into this tense, we shall think of a verb that is called be-form verb. That is called a linking verb, be-form verb. I have not prepared any slide for it. For every verb, there are 4 forms: present form, past form, past participle and present participle. For example, see is present form, saw is past form, seen is past participle, seeing is present participle. Here, in the present form, you just imagine be form verb. Instead of see, you just imagine be. Be is equal to am, is, are. So, totally 4. All mean the same word. Be is equal to am, is, are. In the present form, we have 4 forms for the verb be. Be is equal to am, is, are. And what is the past form for it? Was and were. Was and were. Just imagine, it is not in the slide. Be is equal to am, is, are. They are all present form. What is the past form for the verb? Was and were. What is the past participle for the verb be? Been. B-E-E-N. Here it is not written. You have to keep it in your mind. And what is the present participle for the verb? Being. Without this verb, English cannot survive. It is such an important one. This verb is such an important verb. It is called linking verb, helping verb, we can say. Now, let us see. Present perfect continuous tense. Here, for present, we have a set of auxiliary verbs. What are they? Has and have. Already we used in present perfect tense. We used has and have. Here also, we have has and have to indicate present. We have 2 auxiliary verbs, has and have. We all know where we should use has, where we should use have. If the subject is singular, you have to use has. If the subject is plural, plus first person singular, though it is singular, you have to use only have. For all other singulars, you have to use has. So, has and have, these 2 auxiliary verbs should be used only in perfect tenses. Am, is, or is used in present and present continuous tenses. So, here for present perfect continuous, you have 2 choices. What are they? You have has or have. Has is applicable to third person singulars. For plurals, you have, and also for first person singular, you have to use have. And here, for perfect, whenever I say perfect, you must think of past participle. Seen. Seen, seeing, can you write like that? It is wrong. You should not use. So, here the be form verb helps. What is the past participle form for be form verb? Been. So, the past participle been is used to indicate perfect. Here, to indicate perfect tense, you have to use a past participle. The past participle form for be is been. So, it is written here. Been is past participle. So, it indicates perfect tense. It indicates perfect tense. For continuous, you have to use present participle. Here, seeing. He, third person singular. So, we have used has. For perfect, to indicate perfect, we have used the past participle form of the verb be. What is the past participle form for the verb be? Been. So, has indicates present. Been, past participle indicates perfect. Seeing, present participle, that is ing form. It indicates continuous. So, present perfect continuous for singulars. For plurals, we, you, they, you take any one of them. Have. For plurals, you have to use have. Then to indicate perfect tense, you have to use past participle. We cannot use seen, seeing. So here, which helps us? Be form verb helps us. What is the past participle form for be form? Been. So have indicates present. Been, past participle indicates perfect. Seeing, present participle indicates continuous. So for present perfect continuous, we have been seeing. For simple present tense, we use the present form of the verb. Like that, for simple past, we have to use the past form. For present tense, present form. For past tense, past form of the verb. What is the past form? For see, we have the past form saw. So for all subjects, irrespective of whether they are singular or plural or first person or second person or third person, for all subjects, you have to write down only the past form. For all subjects, you have to use past form of the given verb. Here, see is the verb which we had taken. What is the past form for see? Saw. So, the verb is saw. For all subjects, in continuous, whenever I say continuous, you must think of present participle. Here you have seen. Alright. So, it is correct. It indicates continuous. For present tense, we had 3. What are those 3 auxiliary verbs? Am, is, are. But here, we have only 2. Was and were. Exclusively for I, we had an auxiliary verb in present. What is that? Am. For I, we had am. But here, no such importance is given to I. We classify whether it is a singular or plural. That's all. For all singulars, we have to use was. For singulars, was. If the subject is singular, we have only one sound. What is that? Was. If the subject is plural, for all plurals, you have to use were. So we have only two auxiliary verbs. These was and were are applicable only in two tenses, simple past and past continuous. They cannot be used in past perfect or perfect continuous tenses in past. Here, past continuous, was is used for singulars, were is used for plurals. If the subject is singular, you have to use was. If the subject is plural, you have to use were. He, I, let us take even I is singular. I was seeing. I, as it is singular, we have used was. And to indicate continuous tense, we have used seeing. Like that, we or you, they or anything. They, plural. So, were, they were seeing. He was seeing, they were seeing. Only the change is for the plural, we have used were. For singulars, we used was. That is quite simple. Now, let us come to the past perfect tense. Here, whenever I say perfect, immediately you must think of past participle form. What is the past participle form for see? Seen. It indicates perfect tense for all subjects, whether it is singular or plural or first person or second person or third person. For all subjects, we use had. Had indicates past in perfect tenses. In perfect tenses, had is used. In other two tenses, that means past and past continuous, we use was and were. That is different. For perfect tenses, especially in past perfect continuous, we use had. We use had. Had indicates past. Seen, past participle indicates perfect tense. So, past perfect. On seeing the verb itself, we can say what is the tense of it. Had indicates past. Seen, past participle indicates perfect tense. Next one is past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. For past, we have had. For perfect tense, already we used be form verb. What is the past participle form for be form verb? Been. Be is equal to am, is, are. That is present form. What is the past form for it? Was and were. What is the past participle form for it? Been. And what is the present participle form for it? Being. To indicate past tense, for all subjects we use only had. In perfect tenses, especially in past perfect tenses, to indicate past tense we use had. Then for perfect, you have to use past participle. Can we use seen? Seen is the past participle form for see. Can we use seen seeing? Can we say? No, it should not be said or written like that. So what should we do? We must take the helping verb. What is that helping verb? Be form verb. What is past participle form for be? Been. Been is past participle. It indicates perfect tense. Had indicates past tense. And seeing, that is present participle of the verb see. So it indicates continuous. So had implies past. Been implies perfect. Seeing implies continuous. To indicate past perfect continuous, had been seeing. Now let us come to the future tense. The measuring scale completely differs from other tenses. In English, present form, past form, there is no future form. In the simple present tense, we use the present form. In the past tense, we use the past form. If there is any future form, we might have used it here. If there is a future form, we can use it in the simple future, but there is no such a chance for it. So, what we have to do is, we have to use will or shall. Will or shall. For first person singulars, we have to use shall. For other subjects, we have to use will. I and we, only two are first person. For them, we have to use shall. For all other subjects, you have to use will. After will or shall, only present form will come. Not only for will and shall, for all other auxiliary verbs, can, may, like that. For all those things, after them, we have to write only present form. For example, will see is right. But will saw, that is wrong. Will seen, wrong. Will seeing, wrong. Like that. Shall go, that is correct. After shall, we can write go. Shall went, that is wrong. Because went is past form. After will or shall, only present form will come. After will or shall, you have to write only present form. So, to indicate future tense, what do? We have two auxiliary verbs. To indicate future, there are two auxiliary verbs. What are they? Will and shall. They can be used in the first two tenses of future. That means simple future in future continuous, will or shall can be used. For perfect, we have another set. That is will have or shall have. That is quite simple. That is for perfect tenses in future. Now let us come to the simple future. What do? To indicate future tense, there are two auxiliary verbs. What are they? Will and shall. For I and we, we have to use shall. For all other subjects, we have to use will. After shall, you have to write down only the present form of the verb. Here we had already used only see form. So, see, saw, seen. Here, what is the present form? Only see. So, after shall, you have to write down see. Shall see. For I and we, you have to use shall see. For other subjects, for you, he, she, it, Ram, my son, they, friends. For all these subjects, only will can be used. Let us take one. He will see. Will see. For I or we, you have to use shall see. Shall see. For all other subjects, will see. Here, shall or will indicates future. Simple future. After that, you have only present form. That is the form for the future tense. And for future continuous, we have two again, the same two auxiliary verbs, will or shall. For I and we, you have to use shall. For all other subjects, you have to use will. Let us take the first one. I or we, you have to use shall. Then, for continuous, you have to use seeing. But already I told you, after will or shall, only present form will come. If you write shall seeing, is it correct? No. Seeing is present participle of the verb. So, it cannot come after shall. So, what we have to do? Here also the same be form word helps. It comes in between those two words. Because be is the present form. Whenever you use the be form verb in common, there you should not write am, is, or. If the subject is a particular subject, then you have to use am, is, or. If you use it in general, then you have to use only be form verb. Here be, it comes for the help. What is that? To indicate future, we have to use will or shall. To indicate future continuous, you have to use continuous. But they will not come together. So in between them, we put be. The problem is solved. How? Shall. After shall, only present form should come. Here, what is the form of be form verb? It is present form. So, okay. After shall, we have written be. Shall be seeing. Here, shall indicates future, being indicates continuous. Here, be is a compromising factor. Though it is a verb, it is used to link those two auxiliary and main verbs. Shall be seeing. That is the form for future continuous. For I and we. For all other subjects, you have to use in the same way, will be seeing. Will indicates future, seeing indicates continuous. To compromise these two parts of the verb, we have put be in between them. So, to indicate future, we have will. To indicate continuous, being. To make them go together, we have put a word be. Will be seeing, shall be seeing. These are the two verbs to indicate future continuous in English. In present tense, for the first two ones, for simple present and present continuous, we had used only am, is, or. In perfect tenses, to indicate present, we used has and have. In past tense, we used was or were for the first two tenses. For the other two tenses, that means in perfect, to indicate past tense, we used another set of auxiliary verb, that is had. Like that, in future, also the same method follows. To indicate future and future continuous, we can use shall or will. To indicate perfect, we have to use shall have or will have. Shall have or will have. Rule is the same. For first person, we have to use shall have. For all other subjects, we have to use will have. For first person, shall have. For all other subjects, you have to use will have. So here shall have or will have indicates future in future perfect tenses. And past participle, it indicates perfect tense. In all perfect tenses, we have to compulsorily use past participle of the verb. Here see is the verb we had taken. What is the past participle form for see? Seen. So seen is here. Will have or shall have. Here the subject is I or we, so we have used shall have. For all other subjects, we would use will have. Will have. After will have or shall have, you have to write down the past participle to indicate perfect tense in future perfect. Then future perfect continuous. Again, we use will have or shall have to indicate future in future perfect continuous tenses. Here, will have is used for other subjects except first person. For first person, you have to use shall have. For all other subjects, you have to use will have to indicate future. To indicate perfect, there must be a past participle. Can we use seen, seeing? That is wrong. Here, the be form verb comes to help us. What is the past participle form for be form? That is being. Be is equal to am, is, or. That is present form. And what is the past form for it? Was or were. And what is the past participle form for it? Been. So, shall have indicates future. Been, past participle of the verb be indicates perfect. Seeing, to indicate continuous, we have to use present participle of the verb see. So, future, perfect, continuous. For all other subjects, that is except I and we have to use will have. Will have indicates future, and been, past participle form of the verb be, indicates perfect, and seeing, present participle of the verb see, for future perfect continuous, will have been or shall have been seeing. Now let us start from the present. For simple present tense, we have to use present form of the verb, and for third person singulars, we have to use s or es along with the present form. And for present continuous, you have to use am, is, or plus present participle. For I, you have to use am plus present participle. For all other singulars, you have to use is plus present participle. For plurals, you have to use are plus present participle. For present perfect, we have has and have. To indicate present in perfect tenses, we have two auxiliary verbs, has and have. For singulars, except first person singular, for those singulars, we have to use has plus past participle. Whenever I say perfect, you have to think of past participle. Like that, for plurals, you have to use, or not only for plurals, also for first person singular, you have to use have plus past participle. And present perfect continuous. For present perfect continuous, we have has and have to indicate present. To indicate perfect, we have past participle of the verb be, that is been. Been indicates perfect in perfect continuous tenses. And for to indicate continuous, we have present participle of the verb. Here has been seeing for singulars. For plurals, have been seeing. For singulars, has been seeing. But here we should not include the subject I. I is grouped with the plurals. For I and all plurals, we use have plus been plus seeing. That is present participle. Have been seeing. For past tense, for all subjects, we use past form of the verb. For past continuous, we use was or were. Was and were indicate past tense in past and past continuous tenses. Was is used for singulars, were is used for plurals. If the subject is singular, you have to use was. If the subject is plural, you have to use were. And to indicate continuous tense, you have to use present participle. Was seeing and were seeing. Was seeing is for singulars, were seeing is for plurals. And for all subjects, you have to use had in past perfect tenses. Had plus past participle. Why? Because perfect means we have to use past participle. Had plus past participle for past perfect tense. Had seen for all subject. Had plus past participle. For past perfect continuous, had plus been plus present participle. Had been seeing for all subjects. Whatever may be the subject, you have to use had been plus ing form in past perfect continuous. In future, we have two auxiliary verbs to indicate future. What are those two auxiliary verbs? Will and shall. And shall is used for first person. That is, for I and we, you use shall. For all other subjects, we use will. There is one more rule for these auxiliary verbs. After will or shall, not only for will or shall, for any other auxiliary verb, after them, there should be only present form. There is no chance for past form coming after them. There is no chance for past participle coming after them. There is no possibility for present participle also. That is, shall go is right. Shall went is wrong. Shall gone is wrong. Shall going is wrong. To indicate future tense, we have will and shall. And for first person, I and we use shall. For all other subjects, we use will. After will or shall, we have to use only present form. Shall see or will she. For I and we have to use shall see. For all other subjects, you have to use will see. Next tense is future continuous. Here, will or shall is a must to indicate future. For continuous also, present participle is a must, but they will not go together. So we have to put be in between them. After shall, you cannot write seeing. After will, you cannot write seeing because seeing is present participle. That will not come immediately after will. So we insert a word. What is that word? Be form linking word that helps us to get adjusted. So to indicate a future continuous tense, there are two chances. Shall be seeing or will be seeing. Shall be present participle or will be present participle. For the subject I and we use shall be seeing. For all the subjects, we use will be seeing. Future perfect. Here we have another set of auxiliary verbs. What are they? Will have or shall have. We use will have or shall have. The rule is same. For I and we, you use shall have. For all other subjects, we use will have. And to indicate perfect tense, we use past participle of the verb. What is the past participle form for see? Seen. So seen. It is written here. Shall have seen or will have seen. Shall have indicates future and seen indicates perfect. Future perfect. Will have indicates future. Seen indicates perfect. So will have seen or shall have seen. And shall have seen is used for the subjects I and we. For all of the subjects we use will have seen. Then future perfect continuous. Will have and shall have. Again the same set of auxiliary verbs. They are helpful in future perfect and future perfect continuous tenses to indicate future. And for the subjects I and we have to use shall have. For all of the subjects you have to use will have. And to indicate perfect, we cannot write seen, seeing. So again, the be form verb helps us. How does it help? The past participle form of be is written here to indicate perfect tense. So to indicate perfect tense, been, the past participle form of be is inserted. Shall have been, then to indicate continuous, you have to write down ing form, that is present participle. Shall have indicates future, been indicates perfect because been is past participle form of be. So it indicates perfect. To indicate continuous, we have used ing form, that is present participle. So shall have been seeing is future perfect continuous. It is used for the subjects I and we. For all other subjects, instead of shall have, we would use will have. Will have been seeing. I hope you might have well understood. And if you didn't understand, watch this video not 2 times. Then it will be very clear. And we shall do some exercise. It is for you. You just copy and do it. Here I have given 4 forms of a verb. And a sentence is also given. And I identified the parts of the sentence. You have to change only the verb. I have given the sentence in simple present tense. We go to school. Here the verb is go. Go is present form. And the past form is went. It is given above the sentence. Gone is past participle for the verb go. And going is present participle form for the verb go. So 4 forms are given to the verb. We go to school. Here go is present form. It is simple present tense. Now you have to change it into other 11 tenses. That means you have to change this sentence into all other 11 sentences showing 11 other tenses. That means we go to school is simple present. We are going, that is present continuous. We have gone to school, that is present perfect. We have been going, present perfect continuous. We went, that is past tense. We were going, past continuous. We had gone, past perfect. We had been going, past perfect continuous. We shall go to school, simple future. We shall be going, future continuous. Future perfect. We shall have gone to school. Future perfect continuous. We shall have been going to school. Like that you have to write down 11 sentences showing 11 other tenses. I have given only simple present tense. You have to change that sentence showing 11 other tenses. I hope you might have understood. If you do all the sentences, it will be a good practice to you and you will not commit any mistake in future. So it is up to you. If you want, you can do all the exercises or at least try to do 5. I have given 12 sentences. You can do at least 5. Write down. I give you time. I hope you might have enjoyed this video, and if you understand this chapter, you can't commit any mistake in future. Tenses are very important. So if you didn't understand, you just see this video again and again. If you watch it more and more, you will get clear. There won't be any doubts. I take leave of you. Thank you for watching this video. Bye. Bye.
That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe and share and turn on the post notification so you never miss a video. Thank you. Bye.